So when I was 19, I started working different jobs in college, and by the time I was 21 and was graduating 2 years later, I had saved well over $30,000. And I did not work myself to the bone. Opposite, I was kind of a lazy person, honestly, when it came to work. I never worked more. Scratch that. I never worked more than 10 hours tops probably per week. And I didn't do any fancy internships over the summer where they would pay you like $40,000 for a few weeks to be there. Didn't do any of that. Instead, I actually made most of my money through running my own business. And I'm not trying to sell a course or anything. I'm not trying to be some guru that like is trying to take your money. I just genuinely think that there's so few barriers to entrepreneurship nowadays. Like, it's so easy to build a business if you want to. Mine was a video business. You know, I have a camera here. It's the same camera that I used for my business. People have photography businesses, graphic design businesses. There's so many things that you can do digitally where you don't have to spend money. You can use the things you already have. I think it's important too to mention that you don't have to stick with it forever. Like, it doesn't have to be your forever job. For me, I don't do the business anymore. It was really just something that I did during college and a little bit afterwards to make some money and to get the experience. And then when I got another job, I didn't do it anymore. That's a lot to say. Having my business and being able to graduate with that much money was really life-changing, and I'm hoping that if you're watching this, you might be interested in that as well. My caveat will be that I was super privileged in that I did not have to pay for my college tuition or any expenses related to college. That made things easier for me, for sure. That's why I was able to graduate with over $30,000, because if not, that money would have been going to paying for college or paying off my debt and whatnot. But even if you do have college loans and college debt, like, this is still applicable, because then you can just use that money to get ahead of your loans and start paying off debt and whatnot. I'm super, super lucky that I was able to graduate without debt. I'm sure Europeans watching this video are laughing at that because you guys are lucky and have like free college tuition and whatnot. But here in America, we don't have that. We have $250,000 tuitions. So in this video, I want to talk to you guys about how I started my business, how I built up clients, tricks and tips. What did I do with the money once I had it? Because I've grown it a lot since. And then I also want to tell you guys my advice if you want to start a business similar to the type of business that I started. So all of that is going to be in this video. So I said that it was a video production business for healthcare. What I did was worked with different medical groups and hospitals, and I made videos for them. So promotional stuff was one type of video that I'd make, and then the other type of videos that I would make are educational videos. At the very beginning, I was working at an internship for a surgical group. I was running their social media, but I had also pitched the idea of doing some videos. I started doing some videos there. Once that internship ended, I kept in touch with people who I'd made videos of, started reaching out to other people in my network who had any ties to medical groups. And through that, I was able to get referrals or some type of business. And what was great is they were pretty simple videos to film. Like, I didn't have to do any crazy editing with them. It was almost always me with my DSLR camera that I have here that I'm using right now. And then on top of that, the client is hospitals and surgical groups. These are people with money, like they have the money to spend. It was really great to be able to carve out my niche because I could say I'm an expert at medical videos and then you can charge more. That's not to say I only did medical videos. I did sometimes branch out, but I tried to sell myself as a medical video content creator. And I think that can be really helpful, is to try to think about some niche. You don't have to know it immediately. It might just come about like you start making videos and then you realize these are these repeat customers who really like my work. Maybe I should lean into that and say like, okay, that's gonna be my niche. I offered stuff super cheap when I was first beginning because I wanted to be able to build my portfolio and have clients to reference, be able to say like, oh, I made videos for these people. See, I can be trusted. And then once you built up some type of portfolio and you have clients that you've worked with before, then you can start raising the prices. Don't be afraid to like do things for free at the very beginning. Now, don't do too many things for free, But if you just want to do 1 or 2 things for free, so again, you can just get your foot in the door and show that you can be trusted, there was always a constant stream of clients. And that made it sound very easy. And in a sense, it was easy, because I think when you're doing good work and you're personable to people and you follow up with them and you email them and blah, 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 I think that speaks a lot, and you're offering a service that people need, you're going to naturally get referrals. But I will say that I think it was greatly helped by a few things. One being that I had a digital presence. I didn't go crazy or anything. For the longest time, I had a free Wix website. Eventually, I upgraded and I got my own domain name, but I had some type of landing page where when I was talking to people about videos, they could very easily go to that website and then see videos I'd done in the past. No matter what business you're doing, you just need some way for people to look you up and make sure that you're legitimate and you're not some rando who's coming up talking about your crazy business ideas. One helpful thing it is to think about is that, you can make a lot of money on just very few clients. Like if you get people who are really consistent in the work that they want, you could have an entire business with just like 2 clients. Majority of my money came from like 1 client. Like if you see one business or one client, that is really active and really likes your stuff, lean into that. Just try to find more work with them, and that could be your whole business. That could be a huge money-making thing. This section of the video is going to be really short because I don't want to dive too deep into what I've done with the money, because I really do plan to make some other personal finance and like money management type of videos. I will say that I didn't really touch that money much. I'm a pretty frugal person, and in college I didn't need to spend a lot of money because I was on campus, so my dorm and my food and all of that was paid for. I funded things like my Roth IRA, just different things to invest and save that money so that, when I was older, even just like my age, I'm not talking like old, I would be able to have some level of like financial security. And so that leads me to my final section of this video, which is what is my advice to people who want to start their own business, who want to do something similar to what I did. And to that I'd say, don't go doubting yourself. Don't go thinking that I'm not the type of person who starts their own business. That's not me. You have to switch your mindset a little bit and stop telling yourself what kind of person you are, and just go do things. Action creates momentum, and with more momentum, you just start doing more. Suddenly you're doing things you didn't expect that you could do. Don't start overthinking it and being like, oh, I don't know how this would work. I don't know if I'm that kind of person. Don't think about that stuff. Almost be like super arrogant. Have that billionaire arrogance where you're just like, I can do anything. And like I said before, there's so few downsides to this. As long as you're not investing tons of money. If you're trying to build a business and you have to pay like $5,000 up front to build the business, or it's like a multi-level marketing scheme, don't do it. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth it for the type of business I'm talking about, where it's just to make some extra money during college. As long as, again, you're not falling into anything predatory, I think you should be fine. And even if the business doesn't do super well, even if you don't make like 30,000 plus, it's okay, because you can still leverage that experience in a resume, job interview, or graduate school admission. It's an interesting thing to be able to write about that you've done, and it really sets you apart. I think there's a lot of pluses to creating your own business. I definitely am really grateful and happy that I did it when I was 19. Highly recommend other people to look into it. If you guys want me to talk more about this in other videos, let me know in the comments below what you want me to talk about. Please appease the algorithm gods by liking, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.